President, 3.5 years later, our government still doesn't seem to be working very well. Joining us now exclusively is House Republican Conference Chairman Jeb Hensarling of Texas. Jeb, I have a problem with this whole idea that we're looking at this Congress and comparing how much legislation has been written compared to previous Congresses. I'm thinking, let me see, limited government. 25% of GDP is government spending now. Are we really aspiring to write as many bills as we can if they're not bills that are actually taking away government programs? I mean, I can't see this as a criticism.
Well, I think shorthand is it's quality, not quantity, that matters. And so if the president's complaint is that Congress hasn't passed enough laws, I would say after the passage of the stimulus program, I'm not sure the American people are better off $1 trillion later. After the passage of his health care plan that takes $500 billion out of Medicare, sets up 152 different boards and commissions and committees to get between people and their doctors. The fact that he doesn't want to see the Keystone Pipeline and the jobs and the energy independence that could help create in America. The bottom line is the president got just about everything he wanted in the last Congress, and he is presiding over the slowest, weakest, most tepid recovery since the Great Depression.
Jeb,
and he's looking to blame it on us.
I mean, aren't there's dog people and there's cat people? Aren't there people that say, what has the government done to create jobs? And aren't there people that say, why are we even asking that question? It's the wrong question. What can the government do to get out of the way of the private sector to create the jobs? But there's a whole group of people that are unhappy that the government itself is not more involved in job creation. And to me, it just is a non sequitur.
Well, here's the way that government can be involved in job creation. Number one, do what Republicans want to do, and that is to create a tax code that is fair, flatter, simpler, more competitive, a two-tier flat tax rate that we have put in our budget. Second of all, here's something else government can do to help create jobs. Put America on a fiscally sustainable path. I mean, these serial trillion-dollar deficits that the president has brought us are hanging like a sword of Damocles over the economy. Number three, here's something else the House has done. We have voted to repeal the president's health care plan, which is one of the great impediments to job creation today. Here's something else Congress can do, which we have done on our side, and that is to quit vilifying entrepreneurship and success in America.
Amen.
And so we're doing our bit.
It's Hugh Hewitt. Weren't some of your colleagues doing that today with Jamie Dimon? Weren't they vilifying the private sector? And what good does that do? I wouldn't trust half those people to watch the kids. Why in the world would I let them run the banking system?
Well, you don't want it, and so I'm not sure which colleagues you're talking about, hopefully not Republicans, but here's what I saw. I mean, you know, the whole reason Jamie Dimon was there was because they made a bad mistake. They lost $2 billion, but when you look at the federal government, Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, roughly $23 billion in the hole. National Flood Insurance Program, roughly, I think it is $18 billion in the hole. Fannie and Freddie, I think it's about $189 billion. I mean, when it comes to losing money, Jamie Dimon, by the standards of this town, is a rank amateur.
When we had Senator Shelby on it, and I said every day that it's $2.3 billion in deficits without a budget, and you guys are spending your time grilling Jamie Dimon. Don't you have better things to do with your own balance sheet? I didn't really get much of an answer, Jeb.
Well, you know, Joe, listen, it's not so much about Jamie Dimon, and listen, we still don't know all the facts, but what we do know is, you know, it appears to be a very well-capitalized bank, and what people do with their money is their business. What they do with taxpayer money, I make it my business, and that's the big question. Unfortunately, with the passage of the Dodd-Frank Act, this nation under President Obama has just codified too big to fail into law. What they call the Orderly Liquidation Authority, the Congressional Budget Office says is going to cost taxpayer money. We got to get too big to fail out of the system, and that's what that hearing should have been all about.
I'll see you in the morning, Jeb. I have 3 hours. I gotta go. Anyway, thank you. Many thanks, House GOP Conference Chairman Jeb Hensarling.
Thank you.
Let us bring in our panel. I'm joined by